Alright, now we're going to go ahead and load up the second game, I believe Damnation Team Slayer.
Okay, I'm going to be finding that one as well here.
So this Damnation, is this a matchmaking game as well?
I believe so. I think we got matched against the other pretty good players. I don't think it was a custom game.
Okay.
It's loading up here for me.
Yeah, so while it's loading up, I guess we'll just kind of talk about how do you feel Damnation plays compared to the other, more popular maps of Beaver Creek and Prisoner? Because I think if you look at everyone's amount played, I think it's probably one of the lesser maps. And I just kind of wanted to get your take on why do you think that is.
Well, everyone should know that obviously if you control top of Prisoner, it's really hard to break, but I think it's even harder on Damnation for a couple reasons. Well, first, obviously high ground is better on red base, but also the only way to get up there, well, there's two ways, but one is the portal, which people are just going to be training their pistols and sniper rifles at the exact spot, so it's not like you can even dodge it.
Right.
You just pop through and you're already getting shot at. And the other way is through the closed tunnel, which, I mean, you'll be getting shot 5 times before you even get to the health pack.
Right.
So
not to mention grenades.
It's just grenades, and yeah, especially if there's radar. It's just there's so many different places where people can be hiding to shoot at you from, and it's just really hard to control the red base if you lose it, especially since the rockets aren't nearly as good as they were in Halo 1.
Right.
I mean, I've seen so many people just die. It doesn't matter if they have rockets or not. They don't work as well, and so it's not that much of a game changer.
Right. Okay, well, with that in mind, we'll go ahead and start Game 2, and we'll try and look for the examples of what you're talking about. I know at the start of the game, you guys don't get top right away. There's kind of a little stalemate, and then you make a push, so we'll talk about that when that comes up. But I think we get to see both sides of the coin in this game.
Yeah, you definitely have to work as a team on this. It's just so hard when people are kind of running around doing their own thing, because at least on Battle Creek they can still pick up kills and get away and portal to the other side, and it's not even close to like that on this map.
Right. So in this one, matchmaking game, you guys spawn
Lost
blue,
the lead.
which I think is
Tied the leader.
Probably the not as good a spawn as red.
It's
and I
bad.
think you'll probably
Lost
agree.
the lead.
Yeah, and I just passed you. You had a rocket. And,
yeah, and at the start we saw you
and get a kill.
Go across the waterfall to the pump room.
Tied
like
the
you
leader.
said, if someone else is in a good position, you just kind of let them go. Don't fight for it. You get the smart decision of working your way up the ramp that way, which I think was good.
Right, and I would have probably continued, but I knew that
Lost the lead.
they didn't overextend, and so I either could, I got their sniper rifle, which is important, because then they can't just, watch the portal with it, but I think they got the other one anyway. But
right.
Once I realized there was no chance of going through that closed tunnel, I just had to back up and with the sniper and try to get an easy kill that way.
Yeah, so here's a perfect example of what you were talking about. When you start red on Damnation, you have easy access to the invis almost instantly. You can drop down and get rockets, which luckily they didn't get at the start. But now they have sniper up top, probably all 4 players up there watching the portal and the tunnel. So what is it that starts the push to get up top in most games?
Well, you and I are waiting by the portal, and I think we sent
Tied the leader.
I don't know who else, Remix and
DJ Smiles.
Miles over to the pipe room, and I think they're over there now. Yeah, you can see the icons. So I think we're basically going to make a push at the same time. They're going to go through closed. We're going to go through the portal right now.
Lost the lead.
I end up dying here.
Yeah,
But
Totoso
at
gets
least
you
you
from
survived.
So we had quite a few die there, but we kind of get one person in there and kind of keep flooding it, hoping that we can kind of maybe get them to get an unlucky spawn, and we can get to the portal and get up there quickly to take it over.
Yeah, we made a pretty good push, and like you said, once you just sort of get them off the rhythm. You know, we still might not have the top spawn, but it kind of puts them in a state of panic, and they're spawning all over and looking every which way. And so if you just keep rushing that portal like we did, eventually you should be able to break through. And luckily, I think we did here.
Yeah, and I think right there when you were up top, you were the perfect distraction, kind of poking in that room while some of us were up top by a pistol there, and we finally broke it. And now you're kind of in a bad spot here, away from us. But I think, what's kind of going through your head? What are you trying to do here?
At this point, they know that we have red spawn. And I guess I should back up. First of all, I dropped down unwillingly. I was getting killed and had one shot, and I just had to escape. And that's kind of how I got to this position. But basically, they know that we have red spawn now, and they're going to be concentrating that. So even if I was at the blue area, by the portal, I knew that if I just timed it right, I could still come through the portal and get some free shots on people. And when I actually went through, luckily nobody was there, but regardless, I'm here.
Right, and like we talked about earlier, there's two sides of the coin. There's being on the bottom, trying to take over top, and then there's controlling top. What do you feel is the best setup for when you have top? Like, if you had your optimal setup, what would you like to look like?
One person watching portal with the snipe like I was doing by those needs. One person where you are, kind of right above that pipe room where the health tech is. The third person probably on the right by where the plasma grenades spawn, up in the second level. Because when people rush through that portal, they're always looking at the red base, and they just stream like ducks in a row, and it's so easy to either put shots on people or just kill them. And then a fourth person could just be roaming around trying to get call-outs so people or the other teammates can know where they are. They can kind of run around doing what they want.
Yeah, I think we had pretty close to that setup. I think Remix was down there with maybe rockets and overshield, or something to give him an advantage over people and just pushing it. Now here you're trapped by the tunnel calling for help. I think we had some good team shots here, and it allows you to pick up some ammo and then hopefully get back up top.
Here's an example of being in that spot where the nades are, where you can look at portal. You can cover that area so easily. Got the kill in the ammo there.
And we saw Kodaso crouching on those plasma grenades. I think that's a good way to try and stay alive and hide and get your team to come through. Luckily, you were able to pick him off with the sniper. I thought that first shot was a headshot, but it's Xbox Live, and sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah, and he had the right idea. I mean, it's just spawn up top. Don't just let yourself be seen right away, especially if you're the only one, because you'll just die immediately. But I just happened to see him. So. And
I think this is a spot where the game kind of settles down. I might fast forward a bit here. We do have one person poking in the portal, but I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. They know we have top. They've tried to push. We have a good setup. What do you think it is that they're waiting for?
Well, I think a lot of times being down 16 kills, or 15 now, most teams just kind of sit there and they either take 5 minutes to just decide what to do. So they're probably just talking to each other, trying to figure out how to break the setup. They could also just be waiting for OS or rockets.
Right. Yeah, if they got OS and rockets, maybe flood the portal, or send one person to pipe room to come up the tunnel, and three people come through the portal. That's my initial reaction. That's probably what they're waiting for.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the only thing they can do. Wait for a power-up or rockets, because they obviously haven't been working doing the other stuff.
Right. And we saw Hardwood push up to the tunnel and get up there kind of without you noticing right away. That may have been good if he could get some shots on you guys and have damage in the world. That didn't happen. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back on normal speed here. I'm at 9:15. You had the sniper, picked up a kill on Hardwood, and had to back off.
Yep, that was just perfect. I got that's a really good spot too if you can get in that health pack room, because you sort of have especially if you have the sniper, you have full range and vision of that area of the map. You can look all the way to their side and not be seen and kills that way.
Right.
And it's you can retreat easily, so it's pretty good.
So we saw that long stalemate, and they tried to push again. Hardwood got through the tunnel again. He was crouching. Saw you get that pistol kill on him. I think that was the second time they failed to break the top, and now maybe we're just pushing our advantage.
Killing frenzy.
Shotgun.
Yeah, I think everyone's just kind of antsy to have something happen. We just sat there, so even if we don't have the perfect setup still, it's
Double
just,
kill.
I think people just still want to do something and shoot people, so
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what happened.
You had that perfect grenade there off the wall to pick up that double kill. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now, obviously, that sort of allowed us to do our best to get back to top, so.
With 10 kills
We
remaining.
just kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, 10 kills remaining in the game, up by 24. I think at this point we just feel that we can just run around and, you know, even if we trade, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh man, that was a nice snipe there.
Yeah. Yeah, they just know that, yeah, now's the time where they know that there's no hope of a comeback, and we can just kind of play it out how we'd like to.
Killing spree.
I notice when I play with you on Damnation, when I see clips of you on Damnation,
1 minute
you almost
remaining.
always have a sniper rifle. I almost feel like you start with it. Somehow you hack the game and you start with pistol sniper. I think that's the only
It's
way.
a hack.
Yeah.
I modded it, so
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's just so good, you know, on this map. You just have to have it, and I just feel like
And even if you
I'm
don't
not the
get
best, but it's fun.
Yeah, and even if you don't get the headshot, you know, putting them at
30
one shot
seconds
with your
remaining.
teammates have pistols, it's, you know, it's just as good, I'd say, as getting a headshot. It's not as
Yeah.
flashy, but the overall goal
yeah,
of getting the
it's just
kill is that much easier when you have someone in
Game
the back.
over.
Yeah, and it's intimidating too. They know if they have a snipe, they're going to be much more careful running through the portal.
Right.
Like that.
Okay, so we ended that game here. It was, what, 50 to 16, 50 to 17, something like that?
Yeah, we definitely ran away with it.
Yeah, 50 to 17. We had 16 kills, and that majority of them were probably sniper kills, which was good.